welcome to Go Sci-Fi. I'm Alex Do, and today we're going to talk about function and methods. So what exactly is function? A function by definition is a block of organized and reusable code that is used to perform an action. For example, I currently have these statements to print out the happy birthday song to Jenny. Now I would like to print out the happy birthday song to Billy. Let's run this code to see what we print out. Here we go. I have to copy these statements and paste right here, and then change Jenny to Billy. Lily is having a birthday too, and she is 24. So we would do similarly. Copy these statements and paste right here. Don't forget to change to her name Lily. Let's run the code. Here, we can see the output on the console. Let's assume that Billy is turning to 6. We also need to change from 5 to 6 here. And don't forget to correct Lily's age. Let's run the code. There we go. Oops, I just realized that I made some typos right here. I will need to correct all the mistakes I made. I wish there's a way to make the code shorter and easier to maintain the code. You wish. Remember, we have just learned that a function is an organized block of code that is usable. That's a clue to what we should do. Let's create a function. But how can I write a function? Let's learn a bit about how to declare functions. Most languages have a similar way to declare functions. They start with the return type, which tells what type of the value the function will return. Sometimes a function does not return anything, and the type is declared as void. Following the return type is the function name. Like sing happy birthday is the name of the function we would like to make. Function's name must be unique and should not collide with other identifiers in the same scope. For example, some languages won't allow you to have functions with the same name. Some languages like C++ or Java may allow you to have functions with the same name, but you must have different parameter lists. Speaking of parameter lists, they usually come right after the function name. These are called function signature. They declare how many inputs the function allows to take and in what order the parameters are in. When you invoke a function, you will pass values into function through parameters. In some strongly typed languages like C++ or Java, you must declare the types of parameters in parameter list. For example, if a function only accepts a square, then a circle, and then a triangle, you must provide exactly a square, a circle, and a triangle in that order. Otherwise, the function would not be happy. Unlike C++ or Java, some weakly typed languages like JavaScript or Python don't really care about the types of the parameters. They just need to know what the names of the parameters are and in what orders. They usually just accept any kinds of values, and there will be no type checking when you invoke a function with different kinds of values, as long as you have the right order. This could be dangerous, but we will talk about it later. Finally, after declaring all the signatures of the function, you will need to implement it. If you have a return type that is not void, you must return at least once with the return type that the function expects. Now, we know a bit of what a function looks like. Let's go back to our example. Here, we are writing in Python, which is a loosely typed language. Remember the rule: return type, name, parameter list, and implementation. In Python, you need the keyword def before every function declaration, and you don't need to declare the return type at all. So let's name the function sing happy birthday. Then comes the parameter list. Also remember that we don't need to declare types for parameters in Python. We will only name the parameters we need in this function. For example, for now, we just leave the list empty here. In Python, you will need to end the declaration with a colon. Finally, we need the implementation for this function. Let's just copy what we have down here and paste into the implementation. Remember to indent the implementation by one type or a few spaces from the function signature, as this code block belongs to the function sing happy birthday. Alright, we have a finished function. Let's learn how to invoke it. You can just use the name of the function and provide the values that the function expects. We start the argument list with a round bracket, and since the parameter list is empty, we just end the call with the round bracket. Let's run it. Voila! We have the same results. Let's also replace these lines with the function we have just created. Awesome! Code is much cleaner. Oh wait! We lose Billy and Lily. What should we do? The function implementation only brings out Jenny. I wish we could have a way to just change the name as we call the function. Hold on. Do you remember about the parameter list that we learned above? We can just pass the information into the function above. Since we expect the name of the person to change, let's change the function signature to accept one parameter, which is person name. With the person name provided, we can then change the fixed name Jenny to the person name's value. As we change the function signature, we need to provide the values every time the function is invoked. So we change the argument list to Jenny and this to Billy and then Lily here. And here we go, the same result but much cleaner code. When we notice the typos right here, we can just fix them in the implementation of the function and the fix will apply everywhere. This is much easier to maintain. How about changing the age too? That should be easy. We will add another parameter named person age and change the number 5 to person age. Remember to fix these function invocations after changing the signature of the function. Let's run the code again. There we go. Let's step through the code to understand what's lying underneath. When stepped through the declaration, your function is not called immediately. It will be registered in memory as you can see here. Then, once you invoke the function with the provided values, those values are passed into the function parameters in that order. As you can see, person name is Jenny, and her age is 5. Similarly, when you call the function with Billy and 6, person name is Billy and 6 respectively. How about strongly typed languages? They should be similar. However, you will need to declare the return type. Since this function only does actions, printing, we don't need to return anything, so we will set it to void. Now, instead of printing out these strings, what if I just want a function to form a string and return the formatted one back to me? We will change the function body again. Let's remove the print statements and replace with a string variable. Then we return the string variable. Now run the code. Oh, where's the result? Remember, you just return a string, not print out anything. The return value needs to be kept somewhere. Otherwise, it would just be thrown away. Let's assign the return value to some variable and print out the value of the variable. There we go. Since the function returns some value, you can directly print out the value of the function we evaluate directly instead of assigning it to a variable. How about strongly typed languages like Java? Remember we declared the function return type as void? You will need to change it to string. Now, the compiler will expect you to return a string. We will do similar to Python above. There we go. That's all about function. Now, You probably have heard about methods, procedures, and subroutines. What are those? Methods are similar to functions, but they are associated with objects. It is implicitly passed the object on which it was called, like self in Python or this in Java. In addition, they usually have access to instant variables of the object on which it was called. In some languages like Pascal, there's a distinction between procedure and function. Procedure is just a function that only does an action and does not return anything. You may want to ask, how many return statements can a function have? Remember, loosely typed languages don't require a return type specified. You can have no return statements or one or more return statements in Python or JavaScript. However, in strongly typed languages like Java or C++, if you declare a return type as void, there should be no return statements or a return statement without any values, like disassemble. Once you declare a return type, you must return at least once with a declare type. Since you have multiple return statements, how many return values can you have? Actually, you can return only one value. Once a return statement is reached, your function will exist immediately, no matter how many lines remain. We can go through disassemble. If this statement is reached, it will return this value right here and not the rest. Otherwise, it will continue to meet this return statement down here. This is a recommended way to code instead of using if-else. You should exit early and avoid code nesting, since it can be messy with a lot of indentations. One common mistake that beginners usually make is creating a new variable that has the same name with the parameter's name. Let's look at the example here. We declare a function SumFun that will accept one parameter, myVar. On line 2, we accidentally create another variable that has the same name with the parameter name, myVar. When we invoke the function SumFun with 1000, myVar will have the value 1000. However, it is modified to 10 on line 2, and the result is 110 instead of 1100 as we intended. So we should remove line 2 by commenting out the line and run the code again. After commenting out the line 2, it runs as we expected. I like to link to real-life examples. Coding is like detective work. Think of parameters as evidence and clues of your cases. You would not tamper with your evidence throughout your case, would you? This is the same with parameters. They are information for your function to solve some problems. Do not change the parameters if you don't know what you are doing. Sometimes it's okay to modify the parameters, but we will discuss about it in another video. For now, it is not recommended to change the parameters as you may get unintentional side effects. So we have done with the basics of function. I hope this video is helpful to you. If you have any feedback, leave a comment below this video. Thank you for listening.